Hey everyone, it's Robin and welcome to the Robin's Nest. Today on my channel I have a sweet little cake planned for you guys. We're going to be making a dump truck cake with Rice Krispie treat tires and a load full of candy. This cake is going to be really fun, so let's get into it. So for today's cake I'm starting out with one 9 by 13 inch funfetti cake layer, which I've also colored with a little bit of yellow gel food color so that way the inside of our cake matches the outside of our cake. So I'm going to begin by trimming this down and leveling it out, and then we're going to cut our cake into 3 equal sections so that way we have some layers to stack and fill. Alright, so now that we have 3 individual layers, we're going to take some vanilla American buttercream, which I've also colored yellow, and we're going to get these layers stacked and filled on a medium-sized rectangle-shaped cake board. Now this one that I'm using is actually a 9.5 by 13 inch in case you're wondering, and I've also doubled it up to make it extra sturdy. So we're just going to take our offset spatula and a little bit of buttercream, and we're going to spread that on our cake board. Apply our first layer, and then get our layers filled with some icing. Okay, now that I have my layers stacked and filled, I'm kind of seeing that I would like my cake to be a little bit longer. So before I pop this in the fridge to chill, I'm actually going to trim off the portion that I don't need, and we're going to see if we can't make this a little bit longer in the front. There we go. I think that looks really good so far. So now we are finally going to get this back in the fridge to chill and let it firm up a bit, so that way we can bring it back, finish our carving and clean up these edges a little bit, and then give it a crumb coat and get it back in the fridge to chill. Alright, time to carve. So I'm going to be using a large serrated knife to do the job, and we're not really going to change the shape too much. It already looks pretty good, so we're just going to clean up the edges a little bit like I said before, and then we're going to give this cake a crumb coat. So I finished my crumb coat and I think that looks great so far. I have my edges nice and sharp and my sides are nice and smooth, so no imperfections are going to show through my fondant later on. So we're going to get this cake off in the fridge to chill for a little bit. Next we're going to start working on our Rice Krispie treat tires. So to start my tires, I already went ahead and mixed up my Rice Krispie square mixture, and I've already shaped my tires. Now I will leave the recipe in the description box below for anybody who wants to try it, but I also have a fun little tip on how to shape the tires. Now the easiest thing I found to do was to take my mixture, I divided it into 6 equal portions, then I took each portion and I smushed it down into the bottom of a greased measuring cup. And they came out perfect every time. So that's a handy little tip I just discovered. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a quick little walkthrough on how to create one of these. Then I'm going to finish up the rest and set them to the side until we need them for the cake later on. And there's our first tire. Wasn't that so easy? And even easier if you have a set of Russian piping tips, because if you look at the top of some of them, they have almost the perfect shape. for the center of a wheel. So that is super cool, I thought. So that made things really, really simple and really quick, so you guys shouldn't have any trouble to recreate these. So I'm gonna finish up the rest, we're gonna set them off to the side, and then we're gonna grab our cake and start getting it covered in fondant. So I finished making my tires and it's time to get our cake covered with some fondant. So I've mixed up a couple of different colors of yellow here. I have a nice dark bright yellow and then I have a nice light pale yellow, and we're going to use this one first. So I think our best bet is going to be the paneling technique. So I want some nice sharp crisp edges on this cake. So I'm going to take my light yellow, we're going to roll out a nice large piece, and I'm going to start cutting out my panels. Alright, so we finished covering our cake with our pale yellow fondant, and I think that looks really good so far, even though it's still kind of plain. We do still have quite a bit to add to it. So the next thing I'm going to do is add a black strip all around the base of our cake, and this is going to give the illusion of the truck being lifted off the ground a little bit. Then we're going to get our wheels into place so I know where they're going to go, so that way we can start working on our darker yellow decorations. Alright, I think that's it as far as my dark yellow decorations go. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. Although my wheels are a tiny little bit too big in proportion to my truck, so you guys will have to watch out for that when you're making your own. But I'm pretty happy with how that looks, so we're going to move on to the next bit. So the next thing we're going to do is add our windows. So we're going to make two side windows, and we're going to do a bigger windshield in the front. Then we're going to add our grill on the very front of the truck, and then we're going to fill up the back of our dump truck full of candy, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Well, here it is, guys, and I can't wait to hear what you think. I actually really like it. I was super worried when I first put the tires on. I thought they were going to be too big. But after adding all the decorations and the candy and the fenders in the front, I think that really tied it together, and I actually think they look great. And I really hope you guys think so too. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that big thumbs up button and leave me lots of love in the comment section too. And if you haven't done so already and you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you receive a notification every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.